What a rich and varied life he brings to the papacy. Matthew, let's talk about our new Pope's name. Can we infer it is in honor of Pope Leo XIII?
Well, it's obvious, I think, from his disposition, some of the things he said, and information that we're gathering and having conversations with those who know him, especially some of the cardinals who took part in the conclave, that Pope Leo XIV took his name in honor, at the very least, of Pope Leo XIII. I say that because it's very clear from his statements the night that he walked out in the loggia of St. Peter's Basilica to his homily just today in the Sistine Chapel with the cardinals who elected him, that he is very concerned with the relationship and the encounter of the church with modernity. And he's going back to Pope Leo XIII, the obvious architect of modern Catholic social teaching through Rerum Novarum in 1891, for example, the Magna Carta of Catholic social teaching, that he wants the church to emulate Pope Leo XIII's great focus on the church's answer to modernity. The Industrial Revolution, the Technological Revolution. Now he wants the church to focus on all of the challenges of secularism and the digital revolution.
Father, has our new Pope given any signals as to whether he wants to continue in the direction of Pope Francis? What can we tell so far?
Well, certainly with the choice of the name, he's indicated something different. He's not Pope Francis II. And I think that's a very interesting point. I think also that we've seen gentle ways that he's going to be beginning to take his own way. And this is why my reaction has been that he's going to be his own man. He's going to honor Pope Francis' legacy. Certainly, we saw some nods to reforms or introductions or changes by Pope Francis. We had women lecturing during his Mass in the Sistine Chapel, for example. Some of the reforms, I hope, for the reorganization of the Roman Curia will continue. But it's clear that he's not going to be a carbon copy of Pope Francis.
Montse, there was a lot of chatter that this conclave would be a longer conclave because so many cardinals did not yet know each other. Were you surprised by the timing of the election results, and what do you think it indicates?
I mean, I think a couple of people were surprised. No one really knows how long a conclave is going to go. We thought it may go an extra day. We thought it might happen on Friday, but it wasn't unusual for it to happen Thursday afternoon. Both Pope Benedict and Pope Francis were elected with the afternoon ballot. And also, some people had said that these cardinals did not know each other, but the more that we speak to cardinals here coming out of the conclave, obviously keeping their oath of secrecy to what happened within, they have admitted that is the one person that they did know. They did know then Cardinal Prevost and, of course, now Pope Leo XIV.
Father, you have been helping to spread the Catholic perspective with the media in many interviews you've been doing over in Rome, including frequent appearances on CNN. There's obviously been a huge interest from the media about our new Pope. How does our coverage here compare with secular networks?
Well, it's a massive privilege to have that opportunity for evangelization, because when we're speaking here with our EWTN audience, we're speaking to an audience that's well informed, and we really can get into precision and real details about Catholic faith and history, and all of that's very inspiring. On the other networks, on secular networks, we're talking about the basic truths of the faith. We're introducing basic things. I had a very funny conversation with a number of journalists right after Pope Francis' funeral, because they needed to know how to identify cardinals in order to talk to them. So I did a little bit of crash course training with some of our colleagues here.
Matthew, Pope Leo XIV's first words to the world were, "Peace be with you all." Do you think he was elected to be a Pope of peace?
Yes, he was. I think he made it very clear what type of a peace he's talking about. When he came out in the loggia, he said, "The peace of the risen Christ." And Cardinal Fernando Filoni, who I had a chance to talk with today, who was present for the whole conclave, a participant, said that when he was listening to Pope Leo XIV, he realized that one of the things he was saying was the peace that only Christ can bring. That there's peace, but there's peace of treaties, there's peace of truces, but really the only peace of Christ the peace of Christ is the only thing that can truly heal the world. So he sees Pope Leo XIV as an articulator, a bringer of authentic peace. And I think one of the tasks that he's going to set himself as Pope from the very start of his pontificate is wading in exactly the same way that Francis did, but with years of youth, so to speak, that he can bring to this to try to solve the various crises. As Pope Francis said, that the World War III is happening in slow motion. If we look around the world, we have problems in Ukraine, obviously, the Great War there. We have the problems in Gaza. We have now the crisis between India and Pakistan. We have the suffering people all over the world. Only the peace of Christ can truly resolve these crises. And I think Pope Leo XIV is giving himself that task. He proclaimed it on the loggia of St. Peter's Basilica, and it's going to be one of the hallmarks of his papacy.
Finally, Montse, in our last minute together, it's been long conventional wisdom. We would not get a pope from the United States anytime in the near future. What changed?
I don't know that anything necessarily changed. The College of Cardinals made it, I think, pretty clear that it wasn't that they weren't looking for an American Pope, but they didn't feel that the Holy Spirit was moving them in that direction. But now, because of the incredible culture carrier that the United States really is, it's not that they wanted someone from the Americas, because he's not just an American Pope. He's someone with a lot of experience in South America, someone with roots coming out of French Canada. So he really is someone of the Americas who hasn't spent a lot of time in the United States. Even though he is a son of Chicago, he is going to be able to bring a message of truth to a Protestant nation. America is a Protestant nation. The Catholic Church is very young there. It was persecuted in a very physical way in the beginning and is now persecuted in a much more by secularism. So in a very different way, but still suffers that. And it's important to cure that suffering. And I think the Cardinals all felt that.
We are so grateful for you all and for bringing us this insight from the front rows of history. Thank you all.